Hi there, this is Datila, and welcome to the Wrestling Time Post Show. It is Monday, December 2nd, 2024, and tonight I'll be talking about Monday Night Raw. Alright, so there's quite a few things to talk about. Let's kick things off talking about the New Day 10-year celebration. So this 10-year celebration was actually probably one of the most anticipated segments in tonight's Raw, because over the past couple weeks, as we know, the New Day have not been on the same page, and there has been hints of Xavier Woods turning on Kofi Kingston. So this segment, initially started off with Adam Pearce talking about, how they were celebrating 10 years of the New Day, and I really like the fact that there was pancakes and Kofi was throwing the pancakes at the crowd, because that was one thing that the New Day used to do. I like the fact that the crowd was chanting "New Day rocks, New Day rocks," like they used to back in the day. And so we get the return of Big E. Now, I think a lot of people question whether Big E was going to be a part of this or not, and I'm glad that he was, because the way this segment played out was really well. So Big E decides that, he congratulates Woods on winning King of the Ring. He brought up the fact that he congratulated Woods on winning King of the Ring. And since he says that he's not medically cleared to return yet, he is going to be there every single week to serve as their manager. And this doesn't sit well with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. And this is the thing that I like, because they both ended up turning on Big E. Well, we thought this entire time Xavier Woods was going to turn on Kofi Kingston, and it ended up being that they both turned on Big E. So I actually really like that they did that. Wasn't expecting Kofi and Xavier to turn heel. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either. I was expecting Xavier Woods to super kick Kofi Kingston. So Kofi brings up the fact that Stone Cold, Kurt Angle, Edge all broke their necks and came back. You can even mention Saraya, formerly Paige, Lita, even the late China. You can add all of them on there too. And he also said that Big E broke his neck and left them. It was a great segment of that. I agree. Now, they mentioned how Big E chose his new girlfriend, his desk job, his new life, and their new projects over them. And so they were just attacking Big E here, not physically, but verbally. They were just telling all this stuff to him, and throwing it back in his face that he wasn't there for them. And they basically tell him that Xavier Woods hits him while he's in the low, saying that he's never going to be medically cleared. And the best thing for him to do is to get the hell out of the ring and go back to his desk where he belongs. I was like, dang. Mm-hmm. And, Big E says that they can fix your family, but Kofi just shoves him away. So, he didn't want anything to do with Big E. And then at the end, it just says it's just them. And they do this handshake. So, like I said, I was really surprised that we got a double turn. Kofi and Xavier Woods both turned on Big E. I think a lot of people were just expecting Xavier Woods to turn on Kofi Kingston, but this was a really great segment, so I really like this. This was really well done. I forgot to mention how Xavier Woods brought up the fact that he tore his Achilles tendon and he was back in 9 months. So yes. This was great. But, just like any celebration, you guys know wedding celebrations and contract signings in wrestling never end well, and this was no exception. Somebody didn't get put through a table or anything, but still, the fact that they were verbally attacking Big E, it was great. And I'm liking this new direction the New Day is taking. I wonder if Big E was able to do a bump. I wonder if they would have both attacked him. But this was really good. I like this. Oh. So Monday Night Raw kicked off with CM Punk. And this was a fantastic opening segment. I like this opening segment because he was talking about he knows what the future holds for him, and he gets interrupted by Seth freaking Rollins. And Seth Rollins basically says that he should have knocked Punk's ass out the same day he returned and regrets not doing it every single day for the past year. Basically, Punk says that he doesn't think about Seth Rollins. You know, that when he was champion, he wanted that title, but now that he's not champion, there's nothing that he wants from Seth Rollins. It's like one of the things I like about this is that you could feel like the anger in Seth Rollins. Like that, I felt like that wasn't Rollins talking, that was Kobe Lopez, because Kobe Lopez and Phil Brooks do not like each other in real life. So I felt like this segment was more of Kobe Lopez than Seth Rollins talking. So I really like that appeal to this. And Seth Rollins says that the only thing standing in their way is air and hatred. He attacks CM Punk. Like CM Punk doesn't throw the first shot. He attacks CM Punk. And a little brawl breaks out between them. And then Sami and Jay come out attempting to break them apart. And Adam Pearce comes out. Like Adam Pearce always comes out late to handle these segments. But then this segment turns into going from a CM Punk segment to a Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn segment, because afterwards, Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins get into it. Like, Sami was telling, because Rollins tells Sami Zayn that he backstabbed him when he teamed with a Punk, and Sami reminds him that he asked him twice, and both times Rollins said no. And, you know, I like the fact that Sami Zayn brings up the fact that Seth Rollins created the monster that was Roman Reigns 10 years ago when he did that chair shot. And Rollins tells him that he should look in the mirror because he did the same thing, which is true. He did. He calls CM Punk a snake and says that Sami Zayn's gullibleness is the issue. And they basically sets up the main event. So now, normally the opening segment does set up like a match or the main event. And normally, you know, it doesn't surprise me. And this one, like, this was really great. So I didn't mind this. But normally, like, the opening segment's like a dud sometimes. So, but this was great. This was really, really great. This was like, you just felt the anger in Seth Rollins. I really like this. I cannot wait for that Punk Rollins feud when it happens. All right. So next, we get a Judgment Day segment. And basically, basically, Finn Balor is like boasting of the fact that now Damian Priest has to wear an arm sling instead of the title. And he says that when everyone listens to Finn Balor, Judgment Day win. So it seems like he wants to be the unofficial leader, even though they say that Judgment Day has no leaders. I do think that the time is ticking with this version of the Judgment Day. I think it's only a matter of time before they split. But he basically tells Liv that she should focus on her match tonight. And if she would have listened to him, she wouldn't be facing Io Sky at Saturday night's main event. This leads into Damage Control versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. This was okay. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are victorious, and then Rhea Ripley comes out to save Io Sky. And Raquel sends Rhea eye first into the announce table. So that was nasty. I really hope she's okay. She didn't get re-injured or anything, but that was like, it looked like she bumped her face or her eye in that announce table. We get a Gunther interview, and before he even gets a chance to say anything, he gets interrupted by Seth. I mean, why do I keep going back to Seth Rollins? By Finn Balor. And basically, you guys know that like Finn Balor's been trying to get a world title match. Like that's why he was so upset that Damian Priest cost him. He blames Damian Priest for the fact that he was not world champion, and he cost Damian Priest his world title opportunity. But basically, he's asking Gunther for a title match here, and Gunther says he doesn't owe Finn Balor anything. He brings up the fact that at least Dom has to win over Damian Priest, and he'll give drama match tonight. So, like, Finn Balor is just chasing that world title. We get the women's IC title tournament. It's Katana Chance versus Dakota Kai versus Shayna Baszler. This is an okay match. Dakota Kai won this, and I'm actually happy for her. I feel like, aside from the women's tag titles, she really hasn't won a singles title. So I'm hoping she wins this tournament. This is the bracket here, and we're getting three-way matches, kind of like the U.S. title. I think Dakota Kai might win this. Who would it come down to? I think it might come down to Lyra and Dakota Kai, honestly. I think they're going to be the final in the finals. That's just my pick. What did you guys think of? What do you guys think of the tournament? Who do you guys think is going to be the final? Who do you guys think is going to be the first champion? Let me know in the live chat in the comment section down below. We get a quick Karrion Kross right now. He's basically like talking about how the White Chicks are going to pay for what they did to Scarlett. And it's going to be in an 8-man tag match next week. It's going to be, and then we get Gunther versus Dominik Mysterio. And this was kind of a short match. Like, I mean, Dominik tried. He tried. But it was no match for Gunther. And at the end, Finn Balor attacks Gunther with the sling blade and a coup de grace. And he picks up the belt and lays it over Gunther. So, and as he's walking away, he says that he hopes Tom learned his lesson. So, like I said earlier, it's only a matter of time before this version of the Judgment Day splits. And Pete Dunne is interviewed, and he says that tonight it's him versus Truth, and that Truth needs to get down his head because Truth keeps calling him, Butch. And then the camera pans, and you see Jey Uso getting attacked. You don't see who attacks him, but he just got attacked. This leads into R-Truth versus Pete Dunne. Now, this was a really short match. And the reason why it was short is because even though Pete Dunne was pretty much beating up R-Truth, he got sidetracked with, I think, commentary or the crowd chanting Butch, and that didn't sit well with him. So that actually cost him this match. Like, R-Truth actually beat Pete Dunne. He actually beat him. So I was a little surprised by that. But storyline-wise, it makes sense. Especially because he doesn't like to be called Butch. We get an interview with Bron Breakker, and Kaiser interrupts them, and basically, like, it seems like they're setting up a feud between Kaiser and Bron Breakker, because Bron Breakker tells them Kaiser needs to escape Gunther's shadow, and I still think it's going to be Kaiser that turns on Gunther. I feel like Gunther turning on Kaiser would just be too predictable. Kaiser needs to be the one to turn on Gunther. We get a Sami Zayn segment, and he approached Adam Pearce about who attacked Jey. He says that he knows exactly who did. He's going to whip his ass in the ring. We get another segment with Finn Balor, and Adam Pearce basically tells him that Gunther wants a match with him. So it's going to be Gunther versus Finn Balor, Saturday night's main event. Then next week they'll talk about his other title match. So I'm assuming they're going to talk about the tag titles and the War Raiders, since they basically screw the War Raiders out of those tag titles. The main event ends up being Sami Zayn versus Seth Freakin Rollins here. And this was a good match. Now, towards the end, Sami Zayn, I feel like he kind of lost it a little bit. And he was about to hit Seth Rollins with that chair because he was accusing him of attacking Jey. But Rollins tells him to ask Punk and to use his head. Now, this cost Sami the match because with the roll-up, Seth Freakin Rollins wins. And then Drew McIntyre comes back and claymores Sami Zayn. So Drew McIntyre is back. So who attacked Jey? Was it Seth Rollins and he was just playing it off? Was it CM Punk or was it a returning Drew McIntyre? Normally, it's whoever finds the person who did it, but I don't think I think it was Adam Pearce that found him. So Big E should have slapped both Woods and Kofi. I agree, he should have, because they verbally disrespected him. So, I think it's Drew McIntyre. I think Drew McIntyre attacked Jey Uso, because he attacked Sami Zayn. So I think he's the one that attacked Jay. I think we'll probably find out, if not next week, in the coming weeks, that he was the one that attacked Jay. If not Drew, then it had to have been Rollins. So overall, I thought this was a really great Monday Night Raw. On a scale from a 1 to Sean Spears' perfect 10, you know what? I'd say this is pretty much a 9. I just didn't really I wasn't a huge fan of Damage Control versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez here. So this was a 9. This was a almost perfect Monday Night Raw. This was really, really great Raw. I really liked all the storytellings. I liked the fact that R-Truth versus Pete Dunne had a roll-up because Pete Dunne got distracted. I liked the fact that Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins had a roll-up finish too because Sami Zayn, was trying to figure out who attacked Jay. So I like that. And that opening segment with CM Punk was fantastic. The New Day celebrating 10 years, great too. But let me know in the comment section and live chat what you thought of tonight's Raw. But with that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching and for the continued support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a video. And I will see you guys Wednesday after AEW Dynamite. Bye.